Hi guys, welcome to the podcast. I'm V, your host, and here are my two beautiful musician friends, Riley James and Pavni Chokale. Say hi.
Hola.
This episode is going to be devoted towards music, specifically the type of music that we like, and as all three of us are musicians, it's going
especially during rehearsal.
it's going to be about the music that we create and our creative process. So let's get into it. What does music mean to you guys?
Me first?
You first.
Yay! Okay. So, well, for me, music means a lot of things depending on what stage of my life it was. When I was younger, it was like kind of a burden because it was like, why do I have to go to piano recitals for like 3 hours a week? But then as I got older, it kind of transitioned into somewhat of a safe space, and now music is my home.
Oh, my turn? Okay. So to me, music is kind of like an outlet, like for any feelings or emotions or just like, emotions that like I can't feel like I can put into words well. I feel like I can put that into music or songs, or I can listen to music, and that kind of makes me feel like, it gives me like that expression, and it makes me feel like I'm seen or heard, so.
Fire. And does the music you listen to impact the music you create? Because as someone who listens to a lot of music, a wide variety, I feel like only some of it impacts the lyrics I write or the music I create, while some of it is mostly just like music that I indulge myself in and that I don't really like use as inspiration. So I'm curious to hear you guys' takes, and Riley, you can go first.
Okay, so I literally just lost everything that came to my brain. I listen to a very like wide variety of music, so not all of it can really impact the music I make. I mean, I would say I kind of try to pull from certain artists that kind of inspire me, and try and kind of mimic their ways of going about like writing a song. But when I write songs, I kind of just like, I've not a specific way of like writing them, but I have like a very
I got it.
random way of writing
Yeah.
them, so it's not like I'm really pulling from other artists, but it's like I'm just kind of putting things together, so.
For me, it definitely is, and it also isn't. So sometimes I'll just like, you can definitely see some of the influence of like the artists that I listen to in my music, especially depending on the period in my life that it was. Like, for example, when I was like younger, like maybe my freshman year of high school, I was very, very into like Taylor Swift, and that kind of showed. I had a lot of like her style of like heartfelt teenage girl kind of lyrics, which is not a bad thing at all. I still love Taylor Swift so much to this day, but now like I have like different favorite artists, like for example like Hosier, and like my music's kind of transitioned to a little bit more of a folksy tune, but then sometimes I'm like listening to Phoebe Bridgers and it gets really like emotional and kind of like almost like an adult looking back on her life kind of style of music. And so it kind of depends. So there'll be some times where I'll be like listening to like a cover of an artist singing some other artist's song, and I'm like, I want to make a song like that, and so I do. And sometimes I'm just kind of like doing it unintentionally, so it depends.
And do you guys have like a way of writing your songs? Because I know that I'm like I try and hit the chorus first, always, and then I hit the bridge. And then if I have the chorus and bridge transition, and then I start getting like from the top, I like build up on that. That's my base. And I'm curious because I want to find a songwriting style that really works for me, and that's my usual, but I also like start doing different things. So I'm curious to see what you guys' things are.
Yeah.
And do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'd love to. So it's kind of different for me. When I first started songwriting, I think I tried when I was like 8 and it did not work. And so I just like kind of didn't try again until I was like 12 in the middle of COVID. And that's kind of how I would approach my songs too, is I would start with choir. I would start with the chorus, and I would kind of like move into like writing the verses, and sometimes I'd write a bridge, sometimes I'd just repeat the chorus again. You know, this depends depending on the song. But as I got older and my songwriting process started to flow more naturally, it just like I'll be literally like in my shower and like a random lyric will pop into my head, or I'll be sitting at my piano and I'll like accidentally like hit my hand on the keys and it'll just play the most beautiful thing that I've ever heard in my entire life. So, and then I work from there, and there have been times where I like start with an accompaniment and I just can't find lyrics, and so it just stays that way, and vice versa, where I write lyrics and I cannot think of a tune, and so it just stays that way. So usually my songwriting process kind of, it depends on what shows up into my head. Sometimes I'll like think of something and I'll be like, this is a bridge. Like I can't write this as anything other than a bridge.
Mhm.
And sometimes I'll write, like, kind of pop up into like a chorus, and I'm like, this is so catchy, it has to be the hook of the song, like it has to be a chorus. So it really just depends, it varies. But yeah, when I was younger, it definitely was like very similar to that, like
Mhm.
starting with the chorus, because it's also just like,
Yeah.
it's like, that's how you know you really like, love a song, is like if you love the chorus.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, as well as like what you said about your like songwriting style changing. Because when I write poetry, it's like I feel that writing poetry is so much easier than writing a song. Because it's like when I write poetry, I literally sit down with like phone in hand or like my diary, and I just like start writing, and then whatever comes to my head goes on the paper. But with the song, it's like I have to be like at least somewhat formulaic.
Oh,
Because
really?
who would listen to a song that's like me throwing up on paper? Like,
Really? I think I would listen to
know.
something. That's kind of how I'm like the exact opposite of you in that sense. Like if I'm ever writing poetry, I have to like sit and think about it and like do it in orders and stanzas. But if I'm writing a song, I just kind of like word vomit, and it just usually works.
you know, I called Riley last time I was writing a song because
Really?
I can't think of like music to my song.
Really?
I always have to like think of. I have like the melody in my head, and I'm like, okay, now I have the melody and I have the lyrics, but I don't know
Okay.
how a guitar works. So I have an electric, and it just stares at me longingly from across my room.
Oh, by the way, can I ask a question actually?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Me too.
Really quickly.
That's a question.
Do you guys usually use like guitar accompaniments for your
Yes,
songs?
Yeah.
I don't
Mostly
use a
'cause that's the only
company.
instrument I can play well.
Oh, really?
So
I'm sure you
Oh,
can
no,
play
man.
way better.
You?
that's the only one I can create on.
Ah.
So I'm kind of like the opposite.
Really?
I typically start with guitar and then I write a melody from there. So I'll start like throwing chords together, throwing like random tunes,
Mhm.
and then I'll just kind of like start humming a melody and like coming up with that. And then once I like whatever melody that is, then I'll start putting words to it.
Mhm.
And sometimes the words don't really have any meaning behind them. Like
Yeah.
it's just what works well together. But sometimes it's like I'll have an idea in mind and I'll kind of want to be basing my words, like the words I choose, off of that. And then wherever I like the melody, like wherever I'm setting up the melody that I like it, then I'll kind of go into a chorus after that. So it can be a really
Yeah.
long first verses, it can be a random bridge, and then I'll
Yeah.
just kind of write based on that. It's really random.
Yeah.
It's kind of okay. So I watched the Beatles documentary a
Mhm.
really long time ago, and I really loved the way that they write their songs, which is kind of similar to that, except they're way better at it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they like have other people to play with. But that kind of I guess was inspiring to me because I was like, that's actually a really cool way to like come up with things and write stuff like that. So I just started trying that, and it was really helpful. So
Yeah, I do think that I'm like a melody and then lyrics and then accompaniment, if even accompaniment type person.
Yeah.
And my lyrics always have to have like, I always have to have at least one lyric that I can think back on and be like, oh yeah, she was really thinking when she said that. I just feel like, you know, when like people discover my old songwriting books and like my grandkids pull them out, they were like, grandma really understood things. They like highlight my lyrics, they like annotate them. That's what I think about. Anyway, I don't know why I brought this up, but
I have
like,
a side note off of that.
yeah.
So I typically am never satisfied with like
Mm-hmm.
genuinely anything, but especially like my songs because I always feel like it could be better than I made it.
Mhm.
So I'm always changing words. Like I'm like, oh, you know what word would fit better there? So I'm like changing it around, or I'm changing like the placement of it, and that just kind of goes on forever until I am just
Yeah.
bored and I give up.
I kind of
But,
vary with
yeah.
that. Like sometimes I'll like there's been songs where I'm sitting down, I'm just messing around with my guitar. 15 minutes I have a full set song and I never edit it
Right.
for years. Like and it's completely like I'm good with it. And then there are some songs that I'm like I literally worked on. Like I like revisit like a year, 6 months later, and it's like I can't think of anything to do. Like I don't fully love this, like I'm not fully sure about this, and it just kind of stays in my like archive pile, and it's just like keep revisiting until I feel like it's something that that it's worth like showing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There was a poem that I wrote recently that got put in our school's literary magazine.
read that.
And
it was
I-
so good.
Okay, spoiler alert. They didn't put they didn't put the last line of the poem in there, which
Oh.
was kind of wacky, weird,
Are they allowed to do
wild.
that?
I don't know. They ate my poem. They yeeted it.
You did.
But so first of all, they ate my line, and second, I was reading the poem and I was like, there are a million other words that could fit in the space that these two words fit. Like, I don't fancy myself to be some sort of like amazing poet, like Oscar Wilde or someone, or Sylvia Plath, but I'm like, I would like to be at a level of perfection where I can consider a poem fully done. I've never ever considered something fully done. So well, I know I already went over this again, but what is you guys' like creative process? Like, do you have a start to finish creative process? Or again, like how we were talking about it, is it just like we're throwing things together, throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks? Like, because that's my creative process. So like, what's yours?
It depends. There have been some times where I'm like, I just sit down and I'm like, I'm gonna write a song, and then I do, and it's fine. Like it's all right. Typically, my favorite songs come from when I'm just like kind of messing around. Although I have had some good ones. Like I think there was one time, one of my favorite songs I've ever written. It's called Aurora, and I think I wrote it. I saw a video of Olivia Rodrigo doing a cover of not a cover, it's her song, like Can't Catch Me Now. I saw a video of her singing that song, but she made her accompaniment like really like broken up. Like instead of being like chords, she made it like little, like just like a melody like on both hands. And I was like, I want to write a song like that. And so I sat down at my piano and I just like did. But then there have been other times when it's like, I'm trying to write a song, I can't write a song, I can't write a song, I can't write a song, and then I'll just be like in my shower and I'll sing the most beautiful thing ever, and I'm like scrambling to get out and get my phone and be like, get my phone like microphone. So
That was me writing half of these questions.
Yes.
Like, I just hopped out of the shower and I was like, I gotta do it.
yeah, so like my creative process, it's like I said, I keep like reiterating on this point, but it's like it really varies. But for the most part, it's like it comes out of a place of like either inspiration or personal like emotions, like events that happen to me. If I'm like really heartbroken, or if I'm just like really tired, or if I've been feeling stressed, it's something that I kind of just like and I feel bad.
And people who are watching the video, if you're wondering why Riley made that face,
Oh yeah,
It's
it was
'cause-
not to anything Poppy was
no,
saying,
it's
by
because
the
I
way.
touched her foot
Yeah.
under the
Yeah.
table.
with her
See?
foot.
Yeah.
V, keep those dogs away.
So I'm not disgusted by Olivia Rodrigo. I'm
You didn't
disgusted
touch
by
my
her
foot,
feet.
touch my foot.
Okay.
Yay!
Okay.
Anyway.
Creative process, perchance?
Oh,
please.
Okay. Okay. So I agree with what Poppy said. I'm very similar to that. I kind of like, so I'll just be like trying random words, like trying stuff and seeing if it like fits in a melody, or I'll be like throwing random pieces together. Like typically I struggle with writing a chorus because I'll kind of just be putting words together and then I'll be like, oh shoot, I actually need to start like rhyming and like making it catchy. And so that's kind of harder for me because I need to like focus on actually like making a thing.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll write a random chorus and I'll have to put words around that, or sometimes I'll literally be like, I want to write a song today, and then I'll sit down with my guitar and sit there for like hours, can't write a song. Another time I'll write it in 5 minutes and be like, oh, I really like this. Or I'll be like driving home in my car or something, just like humming to myself, and then I'll put words to that. But yeah, a lot of my songs don't stay the same either, especially if I put them in my notes app, which is why I started using voice memos, because if I put it in my notes app, I'll write down the chords and I'll write down the words, and then I'll completely forget how to sing it again.
Yeah.
Oh, that happens to me too. I started having to like record
Yes,
myself
exactly.
and like label, like, you know, like the camera app where you label it. I like, this is what the song is.
Yeah, cause like, so then I'll be like, oh, I really like the words I wrote, like this is really good, and then I'll be like doing it completely different than I did before. I'll be like, oh, I kind of like this better, or oh, I like need to go back to how I was doing it before because this sucks. But when I've started using voice memos, which is also hard because I need to like also see it written down or I'll forget everything I just wrote. but yeah, voice memos helps like keep the tune,
Mm-hmm.
but I just kind of throw stuff together.
Yeah. I feel like my creative process is heavily influenced by the people around me. Like there was like a point in, I think, sophomore year where I was like not in a good place with how I was thinking about like myself and how I was thinking about other people and the people around me. And it's like that really reflected in my conversations with my friends, and that ultimately reflected in the type of music and the type of like poetry and the type of like things I was writing and the type of things I was like saying. But now I feel like I'm in such a better place that, like, you know, the poetry I'm writing is about healing and it's about forgiveness, and I can really see like the growth from like freshman year where I like honestly kind of didn't have a care in the world to now where I'm like fully, I feel like a little bit more mature than I was last year. Like a little bit older, a little bit wiser. So how has you guys' creative processes changed like over the years, do you think?
Like as we've aged.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Like I know
crazy.
you mentioned it before when you were younger,
Oh, yeah.
but like
I think starting when I was younger, I wanted to write songs so bad just because I liked singing, and I was like, well, if I like singing, then might as well be a singer. And all the people who can sing write songs, so I'm gonna write a song. And so I think I tried writing. I would literally sit at my piano for like hours. I would sit there for a full day, do nothing else other than like eat, sleep, and try to write songs. And I would come out days with nothing. Be like trying. And then one day I think I wrote one song. And I showed it to my family. What was it called? Something candy. Or something sweet. I don't know. Something like that. It was a horrible song. Like, I'll be so honest. It was disgusting. Like embarrassing. I think I would rather like jump into Mount Helena instead than like release that. But it was a start, and after that it started flowing more naturally. I had a little book from my dream school, and I would like write my songs in that. And then I would kind of pull a lot of like Olivia Rodrigo at the time was really big. Like that was when she had just become popular, like 2020, like Driver's License. So I really tried to replicate a lot of her songwriting style in my music and kind of pull from that like really deep emotional pit, plus COVID. So like there was a lot of isolation, and you could kind of see that reflected in my music. And then I moved to a new town. I met this weird girl. Ugh.
what can I say? I'm a charmer.
Something. I think I just like I became more popular in the sense that like I had more friends, like I knew more people, and I started becoming like coming out of my shell, getting out of that like isolationist kind of feeling, and opening up not just like my music, like my writing style, but also the kind of things that I was listening to that impacted it. So from there, it kind of became a little bit, the more I listened to, the more I kind of leaned into like this like indie, like alternative.
It's okay, don't be afraid to say I put you on.
She put me onto some stuff, but there are some artists that I found on my own. Like Hosier is a really big one.
Yeah, I love
that one. Is like,
that's my
beautiful. Like he really affected like the way I play guitar, like the kind of guitar riffs that I like to write. And then, like I said, like Olivia Rodrigo and people like that really affected like my piano style. And then like Phoebe Bridgers, Clairo, those people like
my goats
really helped influence the way that I sing and the kind of melodies that I write and like the lyrics that I like to write. So it really just, it varies, it depends.
So I started writing songs when I was probably like 12 with my dad for fun, and we wrote this really terrible song that he really liked. Okay, it wasn't terrible, it was just not great, and my vocals on it were so bad.
So we need a live rendition.
Yes.
I don't even remember the words. I don't even know if I have the words. I have a recording on it of it. But yeah, so I tried writing on my own, and it was really they were so bad. I go back to them, and I think I was listening to like a lot of Joni Mitchell.
Oh my god, I love Joni Mitchell.
Yeah, like a lot of like a lot of that stuff, which is amazing, but like I took that too literally like, into the songs I was trying to write, and I had a very like, what's the word? abstract ways of saying things. So it was all like random words, like like I flew through the tunnel or something. Like it was random stuff, and I didn't like that because I didn't like actually really have a message. That it was just like
You did
weird stuff. Yeah, it was just like I was trying too hard to like make like something artsy, you know, and I couldn't like get out of that. So I took a break from it for a while, and when I came back to it, it was more about like expression about what I was feeling and just a way to like say words that I know I couldn't say to other people. Shout out to certain people. But
oh yeah, you know who you are.
If you're watching this. But I couldn't say certain words to them, so I kind of put it into music as a way to like express that and be like, well, take that. But some of them were good. Some of
From
them
the
were
privacy of
really
my bedroom, take that.
Yeah, some of them were really not great. But as I've gotten more into it, it's been more about like, let me actually sit down and like focus on what I want to get out. And usually it starts out as like random stuff, like I do. But I kind of swing it more towards like that message, and it kind of comes together, and I don't know, it's kind of evolved a lot to like actually being what I want me to say, but also being something I would listen to. So yeah,
I don't think I would ever listen to any of my music. I wouldn't listen to my own voice, but like also I wouldn't listen to any of my music if it was made by someone else. You know what I mean? Like I like the vibe, but I just feel like, I don't know, sometimes it's like really shallow, and I'll write it and it'll be like kind of not good. And I'll be like, if anybody else, like if Jeff Buckley sang this, I think I would cry, like in a bad way. I would be like, this is upsetting and horrible. Why would you do this to me?
No,
I wouldn't.
You know?
No, I
It's
like Jeff Buckley.
But I completely agree, because I feel like if someone else sang it, it wouldn't be good enough, which is why I don't like a lot of people to hear what I write, but also see what I write, because I feel like it's just not. Like,
I feel like you two are like genuinely the only people I trust currently to like listen to anything I write. There are like a couple other people, but like you two are my mains.
I very much appreciate that. I don't know, I feel really bad for saying this, but I only like write songs that I feel like I listen to other than my.
No, it's okay. Speak your truth. Speak your truth.
Speak my tooth.
Speak your truth.
My mother reference.
Okay.
My mom's a dentist. But yeah, I don't know. If I feel like if I write a song and I'm like, I wouldn't listen to this if it was written by my favorite artist. It's gone. Like I only like. I keep it to just things that like I feel like I would genuinely listen to. And this is gonna sound so conceited, but like if I really like a song and I take a recording of it that I really like, I will listen to it.
No, you're right for that. I just like, I haven't gotten over, I know as a musician you've got to get over it at one point, but I haven't gotten over like the fear of listening to my own voice.
No,
like,
I get that.
There used to be a point where I would listen to like a recording of my voice and I would start shaking because I would be like, what if it's bad? I don't know. I just can't listen to my own voice.
It took a really long time for me to get comfortable with listening to my own voice. It mainly came with you know, like you can't really judge yourself, if that makes sense. Like I can't like sit here and be like, I'm a great singer. Like I can't be like that. Like that's not my opinion on my voice is based off of
other people.
Almost 100% what I've heard from other people. And it took enough people kind of like convincing me and to like get me to feel comfortable with listening to it. And even then, like that only lasts like a short amount of time. Like I'll make a recording and then I'll listen to it in the moment and I'll be like, this is so good. And then I'll wake up the next morning, I'll be like, oh, I remember this being good. And I'll listen to it and I'm like, I can't believe I sent that to someone. Like I'll send it to her, I'll be like, I can't believe I sent that to her.
Now we're gonna be talking about kind of like the social media music phenomenon. So first I'll start off with a good question. Or good, I think.
Dang.
Do musicians have to be influencers / public figures before they release music? And as an umbrella question, how do you think social media impacts modern artists?
Who starts?
You can start since you don't have anything in your mouth.
No, they don't have to be, but I do think it helps a lot because it can help get your music out there to the public. I feel like there's a good mix of artists who have like just started off by releasing a lot of music until they finally got discovered, and then there's a lot of artists who, like, not naming names, but like who were figures before, like Sabrina Carpenter or Olivia Rodrigo.
For
like,
sure.
They were out there and people knew of them before they started listening to music. So I think it definitely helps to have your name known. But I don't think you have to be an influencer or like anything to like have your music discovered. I think you probably need a good label too, because that's kind of they get your music out there, they spread it. It's good. It's definitely promotion is definitely good, and you don't have to be an influencer to do that, but you do have to promote your music for it to be able to be heard.
So I think there's a lot of artists, like specifically some of my favorite artists, like Taylor Swift and Hozier and like Phoebe Bridgers, who weren't big names or public figures even before they started releasing music. They just kind of kept going at it until something stuck. And I feel like those kinds of musicians that have like that didn't take that shortcut, not knocking on any musicians that did anything else, because like I love Sabrina Carpenter, I love Olivia Rodrigo, like all those Disney girls, phenomenal. But like I feel like those kinds of ones are the ones that kind of like speak the most to me, because you can see that grit and that drive in their music. Whereas these people that were like public figures, it's just not as apparent. Like it's a little bit easier to tell that their music is kind of made for consumption versus like anything else. So I think social media and stuff, it's a good thing, but it's also a shortcut. It's the easier way.
I think you definitely don't have to be an influencer before, because social media is new. Like not for us because we were born here, but like music has been around forever, and a lot of the music I am into is from before social media, before the internet was even a thing. So you definitely don't need social media to be discovered or to be popular, because there are so many popular artists who were alive and around before social media was even a thing.
There are a couple artists that we made a list of that kind of have used social media to skyrocket. One of them, a really big name right now actually, is Somber. Really, yeah, I like his music. I think it's also like how Pavni said, made for consumption.
Yeah.
I do think it's like he has an audience. So sorry.
Yeah.
Love you dearly.
No, he's great.
He has an audience, but it's very I just do think it's generalized to like some specific categories of people.
Yeah.
Which is like genuinely his like his videos on Instagram also, I mean I don't use TikTok, so I wouldn't know, but his videos, the ones I've seen on Instagram, are very like representative of he's catering to today's youth, which is never a bad thing.
Yeah, not at all.
I listen to a lot of his older music, and it's not completely different from his newer music, but it is a little different. It's a little less mainstream catchy, and it's a little more like a lot of expression. I'm very big on expression. So I feel like his lyrics make me feel very heard. Like his song, I Don't Know You Anymore, literally put all of the words that I've had in my brain into something I could listen to. And I feel like he's blown up a lot, and his TikTok videos are very much, I think, to appeal to a like newer teenage audience. But also he's 19. He is that audience, so he could also just be like a silly little guy.
But like through my personal journey of what kind of music I like, I feel like I've just kind of like, there are levels, and I feel like I've just kind of matured in a personal sense beyond listening to that style of music. But that doesn't mean it's not good, it just means it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I feel like it's not maturity for me. I just feel like I've really gravitated to, like, I've made some new friends, I would say, recently that got me more into like what I used to listen to, which is a lot of like heavier stuff, like more metal, I would say.
Real.
Oh yeah, I've been listening to heavier things. I've been listening to more like, I feel like what you would call dad rock, and just like older rock in general. So I don't know if I vibe with it currently, but I may sometime in the future, because I feel like my music taste changes depending on my mood, depending on the season. So it's like heavy on the season especially. So it's like maybe in the fall I'll like him more than I do in the summer,
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
I agree.
But moving on to, this is a big one. I even highlighted this.
Oh wow.
Alex Warren. Okay, I'll just say it. Personally, it's not for me. Personally, it's giving like white guy who learned how to use a mic. Like it's not my main. I would never gravitate towards it, but I like his message. I feel like if it says anything, it's like very like pure love, and I really do like that. I think his songs are sweet, if that's saying anything. But I haven't heard his name since 2022 era, 2022, 2023. I don't know, whenever that show where all the TikTok people went into a house, I think it was the Hype House or something of that sort. There was like a show about it where all these TikTokers went into this house and they all like lived together and they created content together. And I watched a couple of videos covering it. I never actually watched the show fully because I'm scared, but I watched a couple of videos covering it. And during that time, he was like not a very good person, as far as I could see. And obviously,
Was he in the TikTok thing?
Yes, he was.
I didn't know
He was
that.
not.
I don't know.
I don't know.
He was like a David Dobrik wannabe, I think.
Oh.
And it was like, I think he was like a David Dobrik wannabe. He had like the same inflection, the same mannerisms, the same like types of videos. And I feel like that was a big thing that people called him out on, as well as he would do this prank where like TikTok plus prank has never gone well in the history of ever. But he would do this prank on his girlfriend where he would like, and she really wanted to get married, and he would like pretend that he was gonna propose to her and be like, surprise, it's a prank, which is like, it was kind of insufferable, but maybe he's grown, maybe he's matured past that. I just remember like that was a whole dramatic deal that was not my cup of tea. So that really soured the taste in my mouth when I realized that he had gone on to be like some like super like family friendly pop rock guy.
Like the kind of song people play on like while they walk down the aisle on their wedding.
Right. It's like, it's so ironic to me because like, weren't you just pranking your girlfriend about getting married when she was really looking forward to it? Like, weren't you that guy? Why are you this guy now? Like, I don't know, man. It's so strange. But yeah, that's my 2, 3, 4, 5. That was a long time.
Yeah.
That's my bunch of cents on that.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I don't know. I don't have that strong an opinion on him. I've only ever heard Ordinary through videos. I've never like actually sought out the song by itself. I think it's good based off of what I've heard, but he's not the kind of artist that I would reach for. Neither are most TikTok started artists.
Here's a segment called Putting People On. This is, okay, so we've each chosen an underrated artist, like 1 or 2 underrated artists that we really love. And then we also have our top 10 albums, which is in our all 10 segment. So for Putting People On, my artists were Turnover, who I love. I have their album Peripheral Vision on CD, and that was one of the first CDs I've ever gotten, and I listen to it every day. And I love them so much. And the band, the person, I'm not entirely sure. I tried to figure out more information on them, but Whatever Dad is a really good band / artist. I tried looking at more information on them, but it seems that their real identity is like, it's like known, but it's really differed upon. People say they're of Filipino descent, and people say that they're of French descent because of their song Death of the Phone Call. So yeah, they're the ones who did that. But yeah, no, and my personal recommendation for their music is to check out the song Borscht, Tippy, and Zelda. It's one of their most played, I think, and it's my favorite song by them. Okay,
Awesome.
Now you guys.
Okay, my artist is actually a local artist from where we are from. His name is Danny Anderson. Funny story, he's actually good friends with my best friend's older brother. So that's kind of how I was like introduced to him. Like back when he literally had like 50 listeners or something like that. Like she sent me one of his songs, his very first song called Don't Close the Door, which is my favorite song of his by far and one of my favorite songs of all time, if I'm being 100% honest. It's It's so good. It has a very Zach Bryan kind of feel if you're into that kind of like style of country music. And I love his music so much. He's grown so much since. I'm honestly pretty sure that like at least 1,000 of the streams on Don't Close the Door are just me. But I love him so much, and I want to bring him into light because I feel like he has a lot of potential, and he's a great artist.
Oh,
And
me.
two?
So my artist I chose is not super like unknown. Like obviously he's very well known, but I feel like he's very underappreciated, and that is Phineas, aka
Yay.
Billie Eilish's brother. For y'all who
Producer.
don't know, yes, also producer, and also co-writes her songs.
Oh yeah.
But I feel like he's very underappreciated because when Billie Eilish became popular, well, obviously it was everything was based around her in the media because it was her name.
Yeah.
But he was kind of not noticed as much, even though he was very, like,
Huge influence.
yeah, he was
Yeah.
working on those songs with her, and he has amazing music on his own that is also kind of well known. I feel like his album isn't, but that could just be me.
Yeah.
But his new album, so good. It's so good. Every song in there is literally so great. And he has formed a new band with Ash. They're called The Favors. Go listen to their song. But yeah, listen to Phineas, guys. He's worth it. Also, Sophie Thatcher.
Oh yeah. My goat.
She's very.
She said
her
Sophie
music.
Thatcher?
Her music.
Sophie Thatcher?
Sophie, please notice me. But generally just have to like her music is very good. Her voice is very like ethereal. Her music is very kind of like, I don't know how to describe it really. Like kind of not dark, like not dark and like messy. How would you have you ever
I have listened to some of it. I think it's like I feel like ethereal is genuinely one of the best
like,
words
it's very
to
like
describe it.
echoey and like kind of like dream-like.
Yes.
It's her voice is literally gorgeous. She's such an amazing artist. She draws a lot of her influence from Elliott Smith. So if you like him,
Love Elliott Smith.
and
Oh, yeah.
can I add one more person?
Yeah.
Also Dr. Dog.
Oh my
A
gosh.
lot of people know the songs and they don't know the band.
Dr.
so
Dog.
Personal connection.
She's Dr. Dog, the bassist of the band?
No, the keyboard player.
Keyboard player.
The keyboardist grew up in the same town as my parents, and he was best friends with my dad's best friend's
Which is
brother.
yeah.
And he rode the same bus as my mom, so not really that cool, but also
But it's like interesting. you know?
Newville lore. But yeah, listen to them. They're so great. They're going to a music festival in Texas, I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
So fun.
Hot take time. Oh wait.
Okay, no.
All tens.
All 10s. 10 out of 10 albums. So for this one, I'm gonna have to put up the computer because I can't see. Do you want to go first since your albums are first?
Yeah, so I was very, very upset to have to constrain myself to 2
Right,
albums.
right.
So I'm very, very happy for the honorary mentions section. But
Honorary mentions also will be put up, but we're not gonna talk about them.
yeah.
But it'll be put up somewhere. I'll point to it when it's
I
put
remember
up.
my
Yeah.
honorary mentions.
So I think I was very in between this first one, but I think the one that I chose was SOS Deluxe Lana by SZA. Just because this like album is what kind of really like dove me into the rap and R&B kind of side of music, where I was very kind of hanging out in like the indie pop alternative section for a really, really long time. And now I have such a like huge appreciation for like rap culture and R&B and stuff like that, just because of like the vibe and the kind of like community that it serves. And also this album came at a time where I really, really needed it. It was like, I think I was in Australia when it was released.
Yes.
And it was just revolutionary. I listened to it and I was like, there's not a single song that I don't absolutely love on this album. And now SZA is one of my favorite artists, so that album is top 10.
Oh yeah.
And also my favorite album of all time, Wasteland Baby by
I own
Hozier.
I love that album.
It's such a good album. It's such a good album. I will like actually cry listening to that
Right.
album. It's
Right.
it's so good. My favorite album of all time, my favorite artist of all time. Like it's just the genius behind the album. I could sit and talk about it for hours, but
Right.
I'm not gonna do that. But just know, like, please, especially if you're into like indie and folk, you're going to love that album. Like, and like the like Irish Gaelic kind of sounds and like
Yeah.
traditional Irish sounding music.
I'm just gonna say, Would That I is my favorite song.
Would That I is my favorite song. It's my favorite song.
You're
of
gonna
all
blow
time.
out the speakers.
Would That I is my favorite song.
Yeah,
of all
Would That
time.
I is my favorite song, and then Nina Cried Power is such a revolutionary song, especially in the political state that we're in. I
Oh yeah.
think you'll gather what I mean by that.
Mhm.
Nina Cried Power is one of the most like inspirational songs to listen to because it really recounts all the people
Yeah.
who have fought for different kinds of freedom
Yeah, absolutely.
throughout the years. And it's just so interesting to listen to Hosier's take on that and then
Yeah.
Hosier's own cry for power, which is,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't
This
know.
album is Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish. Big Billie Eilish listener.
Yes.
I've been a fan of hers since 2017. So yeah. But Happier Than Ever is an unpopular opinion, but I genuinely think it's one of her most relatable albums just because I feel like it was, I don't know, but I feel like it was a lot of like reflection in that album, like with growing up and male fantasy and oh my god, I'm forgetting one. Haley's Comet.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my gosh. I just
That song is
I
upsetting.
feel like it was very like raw and a lot about like her emotions and what she was going through and what she's been through, and
Yeah.
she was kind of trying to like put it out there, and I feel like I related with a lot of it, and I just genuinely think all of those songs are absolutely beautiful and perfect, and yeah.
Yeah.
Also shout out to Goldwing because not a lot of people know it, but
She put me on.
piece of art. And my other album is Grace by Jeff Buckley.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dude. That was
Jeff Buckley.
yeah.
He's literally king. He that album is probably, I mostly put it because it's my favorite of his albums, and he's like my favorite ever. But Grace it has a lot of different types of songs on it. Like each song I feel like is very different from the one before that, and yet they all kind of tie in together on the album. And I think it's just like, it just like makes you feel things even if it's like not necessarily listening to lyrics. Like I feel like even if the lyrics were taken out, you could still like feel the emotion in the song.
Right.
He is very like, I feel like puts raw passion into all of his music. Like you can hear it in his voice, and his voice cracks. Oh my god. But anyway, Forget Her is my favorite song by his ever, even though Lore, he didn't ever want to release that song, or he only performed it live once and never wanted to release it or play it ever again because it's too painful for him, and they put it on the album after he died anyway. So R.I.P. Jeff Buckley, but love that song.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you go.
Okay. Yeah, no, Grace is I think it is in my top 10 albums, and I've really been listening to it a lot recently. Just like personally, it's like always soothing for me to hear. So, you know. Oh yeah, little Jeff Buckley.
yeah.
But okay, so my music albums, now that I'm looking back on them, I feel like they're very reminiscent of what I was listening to like end of May, near the end of the school year. But like I don't know if they really encompass it, but I will say them anyway because I do think that they deserve a spot up there. The Bends by Radiohead. I love Radiohead. What else could I say? Such a great
Radiohead is
album.
GOAT.
Yeah, I love Radiohead so much. So dear to me. Tom York is so dear to me. I don't know what else I could say about it. I mean, as soon as the first time I heard Planet Telex, I was like, yeah, this album is gonna be it. And like, there's so many good songs on there. Like, Black Star is like, so it just takes me back to a place in my life that I don't think any other song will ever like take me there. It's like, yeah, just, and then Sulk, which Oh my god, that song is so upsetting.
Just as one of the first songs I learned on guitar.
Yeah, just
Oh.
so good. Album is Puppy Love by Mom Jeans. Yeah, I've been in a really big Mom Jeans phase. Oh yeah, we're all wearing Mom Jeans. Mom Jeans. Yeah, Puppy Love by Mom Jeans is one of my favorite albums of all time. It's like, I don't know what else to explain about it. I mean, it was vying for Best Buds at top album. Actually, it was between Puppy Love and Bear Market, I think. But Puppy Love and Best Buds were kind of vying for top place, but Puppy Love got it. It's a good album. It's gotten me through some of my like toughest times. It's like that Mom Jeans has like always been a big part of my music taste, especially like once it started expanding. And I would say honestly, first semester, I had been listening to them since maybe second semester, 9th grade, where I actually developed a music taste. But first semester, 10th grade was like, I don't know, it was just so much of that album specifically that it just like, again, I chose the albums that take me back to a place that I don't think any other type of music would. And that really brings me back to a time where like, I don't know, it was like the idyllic, like there are a couple of moments in my life that can just best be described by like a track from that album. I feel like we can each say an honorable mention if we would like to, if we just want to grab one real quick.
Okay, Unreal on Earth, Unheard by Hozier. In my opinion, I think that's his best album in the most literal sense of the word. Just because I feel like it was so like masterfully and artfully created. Like there's such a huge story. I don't know if you've like looked at the lore behind the album, but it's based off of Dante's Circles of Hell. And I just love the story that it tells, the way it represents each circle, the way like it feels so deeply personal. Even the songs like Son of Nyx that are just completely instrumental are like they hit you like in your soul.
Right.
So I love it. It's not my favorite of his albums, but I think it's his best objectively.
I own Dante's Inferno. Like the whole text. Yeah, I read it. It took me a long time to read it. Like forever because I didn't understand it. But yeah.
Real.
It's hard to understand. Okay, so I think mine is, it's hard to pick between To Pimp a Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
But Good Kid, Mad City is so objectively, like, genuinely listening to it is like, it's such an experience listening to the whole album. And I don't know, it's just a good album. It's objectively, okay, personally, and this might anger some people, personally, I think it's his best. I think Good Kid, Mad City is his best album. To Pimp a Butterfly might be his most meaningful, or actually, I think Mr. Morales is most meaningful. But Good Kid, Mad City and the Untitled EPs are I don't know if it's an EP or if it's like a whole album, but those really got me like through some dark times. And I just really like the songs. I like the melodies. I like the music. I think he sounds good on it.
Oh yeah.
Mine is OK Computer.
Oh yeah.
My favorite Radiohead.
Same.
My personal, what I think is the best album of theirs. But I mean, all of it's great. I just feel like that album, literally every song on it is like perfection.
Right.
I 100% agree.
I don't think there's anything else I can say about that. Like, it's generally
You're
just such an amazing album. And freshman year, when I was like going through some like rough times, I feel like I listened to that album like 3 times every day for a month. And I still do sometimes because it's just such a great album to listen to like in a whole, like just sit down and like listen to the entire album. And I just feel like it helps me work through a lot of emotions. So
Yeah, OK Computer. I think it's not objectively a 10 out of 10 for me just because I cry too much to it. Like it's like to the
that's a 10 out of 10 for me.
yeah, to the point where I'm like I can't listen to this on the regular, otherwise I'm just gonna be sad for the rest of my life. But yeah, I feel like OK Computer, The Bends, and A Moon-Shaped Floor, like those are my 10 out of 10 Radiohead albums. Like those are on my like top tier.
I
I
don't
don't
know if
mention
this is
for
apparent, but I've been
rainbows.
trying to make
In
a star.
rainbows. Oh my god.
Oh my god. I've been trying to make a star with my hands to represent how good OK Computer is. I don't know if
Okay.
it's working. But this
It
is...
doesn't look like it is.
No.
Oh.
But yeah. Unpopular opinions. Pavni actually was the only one who wrote down an unpopular
I
opinion.
didn't know you're supposed to.
Genuinely, Jorge is such a like adorable human being, and I love him. I'm just, unfortunately, Epic the Musical was not for me. The production felt very computer generated, which I guess is to be expected from a concept album. It's still kind of, as a big musical theater person, didn't sit right with me. Like you can tell when the violin is computer generated. Like the whole thing, like a big part of musical theater that makes it so beautiful, especially like the Broadway like cast recordings, are like the live band and the live orchestra that play behind it. You can hear like the richness and the fullness of it, whereas computer generated just doesn't sound the same. You could hear it. Not to mention, like, no offense to anyone, I feel so bad saying this, but it's just my personal opinion. The vocals felt kind of flat, like in a lot of areas, and I feel like just the lyrics, no. And as a big Greek mythology person, the accuracy, no. I feel like this is something that one of my best friends actually mentioned to me, like, because we were talking about this actually, and it was like, bring back morally gray characters. This completely segues into something that has nothing to do with music, but just in general, tying it back to the musical itself. It feels like it idolizes Odysseus as something that he truthfully was not, and we have to leave room for that kind of human error, if that makes sense. So I don't like it. No offense to you if you do like it, but I don't.
Totally understand on the Greek mythology perspective. Greek mythology, especially the Greeks, are so renowned because they are so flawed.
Yeah.
They worship, well, not worship, but they like kind of construct an ideal that establishes that it's okay to be human.
Yeah.
Because
Hubris.
even the gods have fatal flaws. And even like the best of the best, like Achilles, he had a fatal flaw.
Yeah, it's a very
Everybody-
forgiving culture.
yeah. And it's like, yeah, exactly as you said, it's forgiving. It's like tolerant of humanity, which is, I feel, just kind of the message from that culture. And to erase it by portraying everyone as like someone on a pedestal,
Or like polarizing them,
Yeah.
whether good or bad.
it's like, I don't know, it's just not personally my favorite thing to see happening to a culture I used to deeply resonate with when I was younger.
Unpopular opinion. Don't hate me.
I have a feeling I know what you're gonna say.
I'm so sorry, but Taylor Swift.
Knew it. The white blonde
I
girl
knew
has
it.
an opinion on Taylor Swift.
Wow.
Who would have thought?
Um,
We invite you as our one diversity card if you say this.
Just so that the results are too bad.
Okay, I'm
Um,
kidding.
Taylor Swift, I like her as a person. Don't come for me. I like her as a person a lot, and I do like some of her older music, which is very mainstream, but it's very nostalgic to me because it's overplayed a lot
Yeah.
when I was little.
Yeah.
So I find it like very nostalgic, but also I didn't like when she tried to be grungy.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with that.
I
I
think it was either one album or two albums, but I genuinely hated that, and I tried
yeah.
so hard to listen to it, but she just like, I feel like she was like trying so hard to be something she was not.
Yeah. I feel like I liked her up until Evermore, and then it kind of was like,
Yeah, I don't know a lot about her, but I like her country style better. I think that really suits her voice more. But I feel like she's kind of very mainstream.
Understood.
yeah, I get what you're
I
saying.
don't
totally
resonate
get
with a
what
lot
you're
of her
saying.
songs, but
I'm
also,
not, yeah.
I have
Oh,
an extra.
yes.
I have an extra. Avril Lavigne.
I like Avril Lavigne.
Not her music,
Oh.
as a person.
Oh.
I don't know
Avril
anything about
Lavigne.
her as a person.
I have never heard of her.
You're not grunge girly just because you dress kind of emo does not make your white girl pop music grungy. Okay, stay out of the category. Anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah, Taylor Swift. Okay. I'm gonna say this. I had lots of ups and downs concerning Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
It was like, I feel like I kind of stopped listening to her. I listened to what was on the radio when I was like younger, like Shake It Off, Bad Blood, I Knew You Were Troubled. Those are like some really core memory.
Like 1989, just that like segment of time.
1989 and Red was like, and Speak Now kind of, was like those three albums were my everything when I was younger.
Yeah.
I would hear them on like the radio or on like some music mix and I would be like, oh my gosh, I love this song.
Yeah.
That was, mind you, that was the only song I listened to because it was on the top 40 hits.
Yeah.
But like,
Style, bro.
yeah, those like songs just are nostalgic for me. But personally, I really got into her music during her Folklore Evermore time. I really, really love like Evermore. It was, again, like one of my first CDs.
Yeah.
And Folklore and Evermore, I listened to them a lot during freshman year. I actually wrote an essay on Folklore for my English, just because I liked the style of the album. I really liked her music. And then I feel like Midnights came out my second semester, 9th grade. Loved it. I really do still like the album. That was my first CD, Midnights. That was it's a good album objectively. There are some times where I just want to listen to some like nothingness pop and I put on some Midnights and it's like, it's good to clear the mind. The lyrics are deep enough that it feels like it means something without being too deep to make me question my existence or cry.
Yeah.
And it's like,
sweet spot.
It's very, I don't know, I just think it's very like nostalgic to look back on. However, after a while, I think after Midnights or after like 9th grade ended, so like summer, then I stopped listening to her. And then as soon as 10th grade picked up, my vibe was switched, my music taste was switched. I was like kind of a different person. So like I really got into I wouldn't say alternative, but more like I started liking Midwest emo a lot more. I started liking, I don't know, like whiny white guy.
Whiny white guy.
That's like a common theme.
Wearing baggy jeans,
yeah.
caps.
I listened to a lot more rap after 9th grade. I kind of got out of my like edgy wannabe emo, but also likes Taylor Swift phase.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was a lot of things in 9th grade, and I feel like I like Taylor Swift. Just like I don't really like her as a person. I think.
Yeah.
Carbon emissions not good.
Yeah.
Well, no, I just like her cat.
Yeah. Yeah, and yeah, she says she's a philanthropist. I don't know. I don't really trust billionaires at this point.
Yeah.
So,
Unless
yeah.
they're Billie Eilish.
No.
Because she uses it for good.
I don't like anybody that has $1 billion. I don't like anybody that has enough money to drop it all and save the world, but still can't, you know?
Yeah.
It's just
Still
it's just a personal thing. It feels very Elon Musky, Mike Zuckerbergy to me.
Oh, we don't need to mention those names in this podcast.
Oh yeah, we don't need to talk about them though.
Yeah, but no, I agree.
My heart goes out to you.
I think Folklore and Evermore are like my two, like, I like all of her other albums a lot. But I think if you were to ask me like which two albums I would like call like put in my top 10, it would be like Folklore and Evermore. Because those are like my comfort albums. Like that was when I started to get into Taylor Swift, first of all. And second of all, I feel like those are her best albums by a long shot. Because it feels like it fits her, it feels like it came from her soul rather than her heart. And I feel like there's a difference.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Understood. I do think,
It feels really introspective, and she doesn't consistently paint herself as the good person in that. Like, she self-reflects.
Yeah.
And especially, like, acknowledges her flaws, which I can resonate with. It helps me also with that.
Okay. Well, it was really nice having the both of you here. It was so fun. I loved hanging out with my bestest friends ever. Super, super fun. Where can we find you guys?
What?
Like
Your house.
Instagram. Yikes.
Yeah.
They're in my walls.
Under your bed.
Okay. Your Instagrams,
Oh.
any social areas you
I
have.
have a YouTube channel that I haven't posted on in a while, but trust me, I'm getting there.
Genuinely, the only thing I post on is Instagram, so Riley125. You're not gonna know how to spell that.
Oh,
It's
but
okay,
you can
I'll put
access my old SoundCloud, but
I'll
I'm not
put it
telling
up
you
on
what
the
it is.
screen.
Yeah.
I'll
And V
tell you
won't
what
either.
it is.
V won't either. If you want to deep dive and you find me, go ahead. But I am not. No one is telling you what
All right.
that is.
Riley's Instagram is gonna be floating above her head.
Oh, dang.
Uh,
I'm also on TikTok, but I never post, so don't follow me. Because you won't find anything.
Okay, well, it was really, really fun having you guys, and it was really fun talking about something I really enjoy with two people I really enjoy being with. And don't lick me. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!